everybody. Welcome to the NBC Game of the Week, July 3rd, 1982. And we're in Comiskey Park for the Seattle Mariners against the Chicago White Sox. There were only 2 day games on the calendar on this date. The other one was Baltimore and Oakland, but this one with the White Sox having a little bit closer chance at a playoff spot, I figured that was more pertinent than Oakland, who's kind of buried. So let's look at the standings, and I hope your July 4th weekend is off to a good start. Let's look at the standings first for the, and you know what? I printed the American League twice like a dummy, so I guess we just get the American League standings today. I'll do the National League next week. I've meant to print off both of them, and for some reason I just noticed this. I clicked off the American League twice. Not very smart, was it? Oh well, what are you going to do? So here we go, the updated standings in the American League as of today's games, or heading into today's games. Boston leads the East by 3.5 over Milwaukee, 4 over Baltimore, 6 over Cleveland, 6.5 over Toronto, 7 over Detroit, and the Yankees are fading fast at 11 back, only team under 500. For the American League West, Kansas City holds a 3-game lead on California. The White Sox are 5 back. Minnesota 14.5, Oakland 21, Texas 20, and Seattle 21 back. So I guess we could have made a case for Oakland against Baltimore because Baltimore is up there in 4th place. But the White Sox only 5 games out. I figured, and it's on the East Coast versus the West Coast, so it just made sense to do that. Now the game next Saturday on the 10th will be the Twins against the Red Sox. And then we'll go to the All-Star break after that. Still debating whether I want to do an All-Star game or not. I may do one, may not. It depends on, well, whatever. Depends on how I'm feeling, I guess. But anyway, so we are ready for the July 3rd action here at Comiskey Park. Starting pitcher is for the White Sox, Dennis Lamp, a right-hander. And a right-hander for Seattle, Mike Moore. So those are the 2 starting pitchers. And since it's a one-off game and people don't know who I have available in the bullpens and benches necessarily, let's go ahead and show that. First for Seattle, I have 4 bench players I can turn to. 1 left-hander, Joe Simpson. 1 switch hitter, Bobby Brown. Middle infielder, Paul Cerna, he's a righty. And backup catcher, Bud Bowling, he's a righty. So that's who Seattle has on their bench they can go to. Let's look at their bullpen. And in the bullpen, Seattle has 2 left-handers. They have Brian Clark and they have Ed Vandenberg. Right-handers, Larry Anderson, Gene Nelson, Mike Stanton, and the inspector, Bill Caudle, is their closer. So those are the pitchers that are available for Seattle, as well as their bench players. For the White Sox, we'll look at their bench. They have 1 left-handed hitter, and that is Mike Squires. They have a switch hitter, Jerry Hairston, and 3 right-handed hitters, Aurelio Rodriguez, Ron LaFleur, and backup catcher Mark Hill. Those are the bench for the Sox. The bullpen for the White Sox, they have 4 bullpen pitchers, 2 lefties and 2 righties. The lefties, Jerry Kuzman and Kevin Hickey. The right-handers, Chico Escarraga, and closer, Salome Barojas. All right, so those particulars are out of the way. Now let's meet the starting lineups for each of the teams, and we'll do that on the score sheet. For Seattle, Julio Cruz leads off at second, Castillo's at third, Bakhti's in left, Al Cowan's in right, Richie Zisk the DH, Gary Gray at first, Rick Sweet the catcher, Dave Henderson in center, and the shortstop is Domingo Ramos, who was not carded by Strat, so I had to print off his card, which is not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's good enough to get us by for this game. For the White Sox, Rudy Law in center, Tony Bernazard is at second, Steve Kemp third, the Bull Greg Luzinski in cleanup, Tom Paciorek at first, Harold Baines in right, Carlton Fisk catching, Vance Law at third, and Bill Allman at short. Ballpark effects. Singles are 1 to 10 for both lefties and righties, and home runs are just a 1 for both lefties and righties. So kind of favors the pitchers just a little bit. But, you know, power hitters may be able to get a good D20 roll and get by with it anyway. Okay, we are ready to go. Starting pitcher, Dennis Lamp, the starter. And he'll be facing Julio Cruz. I have to do these one at a time, be easier probably. Julio Cruz, the switch-hitting second baseman, will lead it off for the Mariners. And the game of the week, July 3rd, Saturday, July 3rd, 1982 is now underway. Being shown on July the 3rd, Saturday, 2021. Like I said, I hope your July 4th weekend is going well. Lamp to Cruz, 2-5, and that's a strikeout. So Lamp's off to a good start. As Cruz will strike out. Here's third baseman, switch hitting Manny Castillo. 4-3, and he's a switch hitter batting left. So 4-3 is a fly ball right field X. Right fielder for the Sox is Harold Baines. He's a 2-E6. Well, that's Sue with dice. Let's re-roll the whole thing. Okay, 2-11 should be a good play. E6 and a 12. There's no 12 there, so it's a good play for Harold Baines. 2 down. 2 up and 2 down, and now that brings up Bruce Bhakti. Another thing I did, I don't know why I haven't been doing this in the past, is I wrote down the run ratings for all the players so I don't have to, sort through their card when they're on base to figure out what their run rating is. So I didn't do their steal ratings, but I did do their run ratings because I don't need their steal ratings because if they're going to steal, the card's right in front of me, but they could be on second base and there could be 2 other batters between them and they could be buried in the stack. And so just thought it'd be easier to do it that way. Probably should have been, like I said, if I'd have been smart, I'd have been doing this a long time ago. But sometimes just things, when you get tired of having to look stuff up, sometimes you do what you have to do. What is that saying? The necessity is the father of invention or something like that. So here we go. Bruce Bhakti. 1-7 for Bhakti, and he's going to strike out. So it's a 1-2-3 inning. And honestly, neither one of these matchups were really, I was really keen on either one of these, but I figure Seattle isn't going to make it to the game of the week hardly at all. So this is a good chance for people to see Seattle. Not that they want to see them, but just somebody different to seeing the same teams all the time. So now Mike Moore is out to pitch, and he's going to be facing center fielder Rudy Law. That's a 6-7, and that's a leadoff single for Rudy Law. And Law may be looking to get a jump to steal here. You see he's in the advanced game, he'd be a double-A stealer, but super advanced, we're looking right here. 2 through 6 or a 12 to get a jump. And it's an 11, so he does not get the jump. He could still try to steal with a 15. You take away 4 from that, making him 11. Moore's a +2, makes it a 13. Sweet's a -1, make it a 12. He would still have a 1 to 12 chance if he wanted to try it. You know what? They're going to try it. 1 to 12. And it cost them. So they got greedy. LaRussa said, go ahead and try it. But Rick Sweet said, you go ahead and try it all you want, and I will take care of things. So he fires down to Julio Cruz to put on the tag, and Law is out. That time, Seattle fought the Law, and the Law did not win. So Rudy Law is out of there, and here's Tony Bernazard. 6-8, switch hitter batting left, and that is a walk. So the caught stealing coming up even bigger now. Bernazard needs a 3 to get a jump, and he can't do it, so he will stand pat. He will be held. I'm holding anybody that's not a E. If they're D or above, D or A, B, C, or D, they're being held. E's are not being held. All right, here is Steve Kemp. Roll for the Havoc from Mike Moore. 20, nothing going on. All right, here's Kemp. 110, and that's ground ball shortstop B. It's a fielder's choice. So the shortstop, Ramos, will flip to Cruz for the force play, but Kemp gets down the line too quickly to not be able to be doubled up. Now, does Kemp want to try to get into jump? He needs a 2 through 5. 2 through 5 or 12. He can get the jump. A 10, he's caught automatically. So you do take a gamble there. See if he can get a jump. It's an 8. He does not get the jump, so he will stand where he is. He will be held, of course. And here's Greg Luzinski, the Bull, the DH. 3-9, and he strikes out to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Sox at the end of 1. No score from Comiskey on this July 4th weekend. Saturday, July the 3rd. And Dennis Lamp will come back out and face Al Cowens, former stalwart in the Kansas City Royals organization back in the late 70s. Al Cowens. against Lamp. 4-3. Fly ball right field X. Again, that's Baines. He's a 2 E6. 2 and a 5 should be okay. 2 and a 5 is an F2, and an E6 and a 9 is not a problem. So again, Harold Baines makes a nice play, 1 away. And that'll bring up former White Sox, Richie Zisk, the designated hitter. Lamp, 3-10 to Zisk, and that's a single. So first hit of the game for Seattle comes off the batter, Richie Zisk. He will not be held as an E stealer, and he's certainly not going to try anything. Gary Gray, the first baseman, steps to the plate. Roll for the havoc. Nothing happening. Lamp to Gray. 6-6, and that's trouble. A double is 1 to 11. That's a 10, so it will be a double. It's 2 stars, so Zisk cannot score. He will have to stop at third, but runners are at second and third with 1 out. And switch hitting catcher Rick Sweet comes to the plate. And let's see how La Russa wants to play this. They're going to bring the infield in early. They're going to bring the infield in. They don't want to give up a cheap run. So we'll do the havoc, make sure nothing's going on there, and it's not. So Lamp to Sweet with the infield in. That's a 2-7, but it doesn't matter. That's a single, 2 stars for Sweet. 2-run single, and the Mariners take a 2-0 lead here in the second on Dennis Lamp and the Sox. 2-0. Rick Sweet is a C stealer, so he will have to be held. The only way he gets a jump is on a 2. So nothing happening there, but he will be held. And here's Hindu, Dave Henderson. Came into much more prominence in the late 80s, early 90s with the Oakland A's. So Henderson, the batter, against Lamp, 1-9, struck him out, 2 down. So Hindu is gone, and now that brings up Domingo Ramos. And I'm going to take a quick look through the phone and see how this computer card looks on the video. It looks like you probably can see it okay. The blue on blue is a little bit interesting, but we're doing off the pink or red, however you want to look at it. So I think we're okay with that. All right, so Domingo Ramos. Nothing on the havoc. Lamp to Ramos. 111, and that's a walk. So Ramos draws the 2-out walk. Sweet trots down to second. First and second, 2 down. 2 runs are already in. And Julio Cruz steps in. La Russa does not want to have to go to the bullpen this early. 5-10, switch hitter batting left. 5-10 is a ground ball shortstop X. That could be trouble. Allman's a 4 E48. 4 and a 20 though, he'll get to that, but the E28 might be problematic, or E48 might be problematic. That's a 4. E48, but a 4, unbelievably, is no error. A 3 is a 2-base error, and a 6 is an error, but a 4 is not. So nice play there by Bill Allman. And the inning is over. Seattle does pick up 2 runs here in the top of the second. Take a 2-0 lead. Fans at Comiskey not too happy about that. Here is Tom Paciorek. Wimpy will lead off for the White Sox. Bottom of the second against Mike Moore, 4-6. 1-19 is a single. That is a 19, so Paciorek gets a leadoff single. Needs a 4 through 6 to get a jump with a 10. Gets caught. 4 through 6. He does get the jump, so he's got to go. He's a 13, but Moore's a +2. Sweet's a -1, so that's a +1. Aggregate makes him a 14. Being held makes him a 12. 1-12 for Tom Paciorek. And he makes it, stolen base, so that's why you hold D stealers, because he can come up and do something just like that. Paciorek on the season did steal 3 bases, caught 3 times, but not caught this time. He makes it. So Paciorek gets himself into scoring position as the White Sox play a little aggressive. Here's Harold Baines facing Moore. 3-9 for Baines. He will fly to right. And I don't believe, I'll double check it, but I don't believe you can go to second to third on a B question mark. You might be able to. I think you can actually. I think it's the B you can't move up, but I think the B question mark you can get there. You're not going to be out if you don't make it. You just won't make it if you don't make it, if that makes any sense. So Paciorek runs at a 12. The right fielder arm is Cowens. He's a -3, drops him to a 9. And let's see if you add anything to that. Plus 2 makes him an 11. So 1 to 11, he makes it. 12 to 19, he holds. A 20, he's out. 16, he's got a hold, so he cannot get to third base. So that's how that's played on the B question mark. So Baines flies out, 1 away, but Pashorek not able to move up on the arm of Al Cowens. Brings up Pudge, Carlton Fisk. Nothing on the Havoc. More to Fisk, 5-8. Ground ball, second base, X. Pashorek was not being held on second, so there's no penalty for Cruz. He's a 2E11. 2 and a 12. 2 and 12 for the second baseman Cruz is a G1, and that's a 13, and he's an E11. There is no 13, so with the ground ball hit to the right side, that will move Pashorek to third. But now there are 2 away. So it's 2 down. It's up to Vance Law to get the run home. Havoc, nothing going on. More to Law. 112, and that's a hit by pitch plus injury. So we're going to check Vance Law for an injury. Go to the super advanced injury chart. And according to the super advanced injury chart, he needs a 4 or less on the D20 to stay in the game. Otherwise, he's got to come out and we got to make some subs. It's a 2. He shrugs it off and stays in the game. So Vance Law will stay in the game. He is at first base. He does have a potential of a 4 or a 5 to get a jump. 7, he cannot get the jump, so he will stand pat. Runners at the corners, 2 down, and Bill Allman, batter. It's Mike Moore, 1-9, struck him out and the inning's over. So nothing doing for the White Sox in the bottom of the second. We go to the third, 2-0 Mariners, as they lead the White Sox on this July 4th weekend. Dennis Lamp now will be facing switch hitter Manny Castillo. Castillo flied to right his first chance. Oops, Suadice will re-roll that. 1-2. 1-2 for Castillo is a ground ball to short. And Allman makes the play. 1 down. For Bruce Bhakti. Bhakti in left field, can also play first base. Lamp, 6-4 against a lefty. And that's a ballpark single check, which is a 1 to 10. That's a 16, so he's going to miss out on that and turn that into a line out to second base. So out number 2 brings up Al Cowens, right fielder. 5-8, and that's a fly to left to end the inning. Put away out there by the left fielder Kemp. Easy 1-2-3 inning for Dennis Lamp. We go to the bottom of the third, still 2-0 Mariners rather, here at Comiskey. Rudy Law, the batter. Rudy Law. 111, and that's a ballpark single again, which is a 1 to 10, and that's a 2. So Rudy Law gets the base hit. He was caught stealing his first time, but La Russa says we're playing aggressive. We're going to try to get the jump again. We're not going to let one caught stealing deter us. That's a 9. He can't get the jump. And we figured it out as a 1 to 12 to steal without the jump. So they're going to try it again. First you don't succeed, you try again. 1 to 12, he makes it. 20, he's caught stealing again. Boy, La Russa's got to learn not to do that. Even if he got the jump, he'd have been out. So just a bad break there. You might want to keep your guys on the bases. Here's Bernazard. 5-10, switch hitter batting left. Catcher X, Rick Sweet, is a 4E2. 4 and a 15 for a catcher. A 4 and a 15 is a P/F. It's a 10, and he is an E2. No 10, P/F. If pass ball does not occur, the batter hits a foul out. So it's going to be a foul out to Sweet for out number 2. And it's going to send up Steve Kemp. 6-10 against the lefty for Mike Moore. Ground ball shortstop X. That's Domingo Ramos. He's a 4E42. 4 and an 8 is probably a base hit. Check it out. A 4 and no, actually 4 and 8 is a G3. but the error could be a problem. That's a 10. He's an E42. Oh, there's no 10. So how about that? Ramos makes a tough play, and Mike Moore gets out of it again. So 3 shutout innings from Mike Moore. Of course, the White Sox running themselves out of an inning twice, so they may want to put the brakes on the base stealing, especially if you don't get a jump. Here's Richie Zisk, DH. Singleton scored his first trip. 1-4, not this time. He's going to ground to third base, and Vance Law is there, 1 away. Gary Gray, first baseman. He had a double his first time up. 2-4, and that's a ground ball to second. Bernazard makes the play. 2 down for Rick Sweet. He had that big 2-run single his first time. 3-9, not this time. He grounds again to Bernazard. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Dennis Lamp. So we go to the bottom of the 4th, still 2-0 Seattle. And the Bull, Greg Luzinski, will lead things off. Greg Luzinski, 6-4, and that's a fly ball center field X. Center fielder for Seattle is Dave Henderson. He's a 3E7. 3-10, he will get to that. E7 and a 9, no problem. 3-10 is an F2, so good play for Hendu. 1 down, and here's Wimpy. 3-8, and that's another fly out to Hendu. This one's much easier, 2 down. So Hendu can do. Here's Harold Baines. 3-7, and that's another fly ball to Hendu. So he takes all 3 of them. And that's why La Russa says, I want him in the 90s, 80s and late 80s and 90s. I want him on my team. So obviously making an early impression on La Russa, and La Russa putting that in his data banks for future reference, will end up getting Henderson in the 88 season. So now, might have gotten him late 87, I'm not sure, but definitely 88. All right, so Lamp now will face Mr. Henderson. Speak of Henderson, there he is. 6-3, and that's a ballpark single check, which again is a 1-10. That's a 2. So Hendu can do again. He does it in the field, and now he does it at the plate. Now, definitely danger if you try to steal with him and get a jump, because he's going to be out automatically on a 2 or an 8 through 12. So the risk there is not good at all. So he stole 2 bases, but caught 5 times in the regular season. So they're going to hold him right where he is. And Ramos is the batter. Like I said, Henderson will be held on. And Ramos will step up. He walked his first chance. Lamp 4-8. And that's a single 2 stars for Ramos. So how about that? Bottom of the order coming through for Seattle. Puts runners at first and second. Ramos will not be held. He's an E stealer, so I will not hold him. So runners are at the corners with nobody out now for Julio Cruz. Down 2-0. Boy, White Sox, do they play the infield back and try to turn 2 and get out of it with minimal damage, or do they play the infield in and take a chance? I think they trust their offense against Seattle's pitching to score, so they're going to play back for the double play. Lamp could really use a strikeout right about now. 5-4 against a switch hitter batting left, and that is a ground ball. I'm sorry, that's a fly ball center field X, and that is Rudy Law. He's a 4, E13, so not very good. 4 and a 4, and that's going to be extra bases. So it didn't matter how you played the infield this time around. 4 and a 4 is a double 2 stars. So Ramos won't score unless there's an error. There's also an error check to be had. He's an E13 and a 6, and there is a 6. A 6 is a 2-base error, so that's going to score the run. 13 and a 6 is a 2-base error. So not only will it be a double, but he's going to come all around to score on the error by Rudy Law. So how about that? Cruz will earn himself a RBI double with Ramos going to third, but then the E8 is going to score the next 2 runs. So only 1 RBI is given, but Seattle doesn't care. They take a 5-0 lead. So huge error from Rudy Law. It is 5-0 Seattle. Chicago won this game 7-6 in real life, but they're not faring too well right now, down 5-0, and now the Chicago bullpen is active. as they do have right-hander Chico Escarraga loosing in the bullpen. Here is Castillo. Nothing on the Havoc. Base is clear now and nobody out. I actually didn't need the Havoc roll, did I? 5-2, and that's a ground ball to second. Bernazard makes the play, one away. Sends up Bruce Bhakti, the left fielder, 0 for 2. Seattle stunning the White Sox in this one, 5-0. 4-7, and that's a 1-9 single. That's a 7, so the D20 rolls are helping the Mariners for sure. Bhakti will be held. He needs a 5 through 6 to get, or 5 or a 6 to get a jump. Cannot do it, so he will stand pat. For Al Cowens. 4-6, and that's a single to center field. Lamp may just about be done. Bhakti's going to hold at second base. And that brings up Richie Zisk, but they're not going to let Lamp pitch to Zisk. That's going to be it for Dennis Lamp. His day is done. Seattle has extinguished the lamp, and they're going to go now and force the White Sox to bring in Chico Escarraga. Chico Escarraga, 1-3, 3.67 ERA, and 1 save in the 82 season. Chico Escarraga is going to come on. And Dennis Lamp, a less than stellar outing to say the least. He goes 4 1/3, and so far given up 5 runs, but the 2 people on base are his responsibility. And now Richie Zisk, the batter. Sox could use a double play big time. Havoc roll, nothing happening. 4-8, and that's going to get even worse. That's a double off the Escarraga card. That'll be a double. Al Cowens will go ahead and stop at third. It is now 6-0 Seattle. Still only 1 out with runners at second and third for Gary Gray. And now the infield for the Sox is in. They have no choice. Down this much, you have to come in. Escarraga to Gray, 2-10. Ground ball pitcher A. And I think that just means the runner holds. Second and third, ground ball A is a 1, which means runner holds. So it's a ground ball back to the mound. Escarraga looks the runners back, throws Gray out at first for out number 2. Now the 9th man to bat in the inning, Rick Sweet, steps to the plate. Infield is back to normal with 2 outs. Havoc roll, nothing happening. Escarraga to Sweet, 3-6, and he pops it up to first to end the inning. So Seattle sent 9 to the plate, and 4 of them score. It is now 6-0 Seattle as we go to the bottom of the 5th. And they might have gotten a 7th run had it been more aggressive with Cowens. But with only 1 out, I wanted to see if the offense could bring him home, but they did not do so. All right, Carlton Fisk now, as the White Sox have their work cut out for them offensively. They haven't done much against Mike Moore, though. 3-8, and that's a pop out to short. Fisk is out of there, 1 down. Here's Vance Law. 5-11 against Moore. Fly ball left field X. And the left fielder for Seattle is Bhakti. He's a 4-4. 4 and oh, it was a 4. It would have fallen for a double, but it just flipped over to a 10 at the last minute. And a 4 and a 10 is still going to be a base hit. It's a single, but it won't be a double. That's a 15, and he's an E4. And a 15 is a 2-base error on Bhakti. 15 with an error rating of 4. A 15 is a 2-base error. So Bhakti, it's a single for Law, and then a 2-base error sends him to third. So both teams now with an error. Law is at third with 1 out. Infield, of course, is going to lay back and give up the run to get the out. Billy Allman, the batter. 2-10 for Allman. He's going to fly to left with a B question mark. Now Law runs at a 12. Left fielder arm Bhakti is a +2, makes him a 14. So it'll be a 1-14 to score him. But if it's 15 or higher, he's out. And you're down 6-0. But his chances of scoring might be better than having Rudy Law get a base hit. So I think 1-14, you got to send him. And it just barely, that 17 was awful close. But it does come in for a base hit, or not for a base hit, for a sacrifice fly to end the inning. That run is right now unearned. But they're on the board, cuts the lead to 6-1. Now there's 2 outs with the bases clear for Rudy Law. 4-7, and that's a walk. So the inning continues. And down 6-1, there's no way Rudy Law is going to try to steal. He will be held, but he will not try to steal. There's Bernazard against Moore. 2-6. Ground ball, a lot of hits in column 2, but he found a ground ball right back to the pitcher to end the inning. And that's going to do it for the Sox. They get 1, but nothing else. We go to the 6th. It is 6-1 Chicago, trailing the surprising Mariners. Scarga back out, facing Hindu. 4-7, and a fly ball to center field. 1 away. Bringing up Domingo Ramos. Domingo Ramos is in. 2-5 for Ramos, and he's going to ground it to second to Bernazard for out number 2, and that brings up Julio Cruz. 1-4, and it's a ground ball to third. Easy play for Law to end the inning. So Escarga bringing a little bit of stability back to the White Sox pitching, but they got a long uphill battle down 6-1. Now we're starting the bottom of the 6th, so Mike Moore is now in his fatigue watch. Just gotta keep an eye on that. Here's Steve Kemp. 6-8, and that's a leadoff walk. So that's 1 notch against the point of weakness. Kemp is not going to try anything down 6-1. They're not going to try to steal. He will be held, but he's not going to try anything. And here's the bull, Greg Luzinski. 6-9, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. Shortstop is Ramos. He's a 4E42. 4 and a 9. That could be interesting. 4 and a 9 is a G3, so the runner's going to advance. That's a 10 on an E42. There is no 10. So it's ground ball to short with the runner advancing. So Kemp will go to second base with 1 out. For Wimpy, Tom Pashork. Pashork 1 for 2. 3-10, and he's going to ground to third. That's 2 down. And now it's up to Harold Baines to get a run home. 0 for 2. 4-9, and he flies to left. He's now 0 for 3, and he's hit every outfield position. He has flown to right, flown to center, and now flown to left. Hall of Famer. All right, so Harold Baines is out of there. So with the Sox, we go to the 7th, and it'll be Castillo, Bhakti, and Cowens. And I believe the Sox are going to make a move for a new pitcher here in the 7th. And it's going to be Kevin Hickey. So Kevin Hickey is going to come on and pitch with some switch hitters and lefties coming up. They're going to go to Hickey. Hickey will be on, and he'll face switch hitting Manny Castillo, the lefty Bruce Bhakti, and the righty Al Cowens. 1-6 against the left-hander, and that's a fly to left. So Castillo is out of there. Lefty on lefty matchup now with Bruce Bhakti. That is a 6-10. 6-10 is a ground ball shortstop X. That is Almond 4E48. 4 and a 10. 4 and a 10 is a G3. And that is a 9, E48 and a 9. There is no 9, so it's a good play for Almond. 2 down for Al Cowens. 4-9 against a right-hander, struck him out. So 1-2-3 inning for Hickey. And we go to the 7th inning stretch here on this July 4th weekend. Saturday game of the week, June 3rd. And I will stretch with you because I want to take a look at the camera and make sure the focus is still okay. Plus, I need to stretch anyway. Been sitting here for this long. It's a good idea to stretch a little bit, stand up a little bit and stretch. Looks like everything is still copacetic from what I can tell. So we will drive forward. And Mike Moore only gave up a walk, so he's still good for his fatigue. Facing Carlton Fisk. 5-6, and that's a ground ball to short. One away. Brings up Vance Law. 1-4 for Vance Law. It's ground ball to second. 2 down. Now, I don't remember who the manager was for Seattle in 82. It might have been Renee Latchman, or Marcel, one of the Latchmans, but I'm not sure. I don't think it was Dick Williams. I think it was one of the Latchmans, but I could be wrong. I have no idea. All right, here's Bill Allman. 110, ground ball to second. So an easy inning again for Mike Moore. He's just cruising. He's cruising, and he might be looking for a complete game the way he's going. All right, Hickey back out as he went 1-2-3 in the previous inning. And he's got to deal with Richie Zisk. Start the 8th. Still 6-1 Seattle. 1-11. And Zisk will ground it to short. 1 away. Brings up Gary Gray. Dare I say Gary 50 Shades of Gray. 3-7 against the lefty, and he grounds to short. 2 down for switch hitting catcher Rick Sweet. He will turn around bat right-handed. He's not very good against lefties, as you can see, but we're off the Hickey card. 6-4. Fly ball center field X. That's trouble because it's Rudy Law's a 4 E13. 4-4. That's going to be extra bases again. And E13 and a 6. He's in the same situation we just had earlier. 4 and a 4 is a double. The E13 and a 6 is a 2-base error. So once again, it's going to be a double combining with a 2-base error to score a run. Second error of the game on Rudy Law. And now Seattle leads it 7-1. And LaRussa will not stand for that. He may pull a Billy Martin and pull Rudy Law in the middle of the inning. In fact, he will. Rudy Law has just been taken out of the game by Tony LaRussa. He's had enough of Rudy Law. So Rudy Law is out of there. And they're going to bring in, the only problem is they don't have anybody else that's any good. So whoever you put in center field, you're still going to be in deep doo-doo. Even if you move Harold Baines to center, he drops to a 4. So they're really kind of out of luck. But they will go ahead and bring in Ron LaFleur for Rudy Law. And Rudy Law will grab some bench. So Ron LaFleur will come on as they pull Rudy Law mid-inning. Pulling the old Billy Martin to Reggie Jackson routine, and he will have to come out. So 2 outs, and now it's 7-1 Seattle for Hindu. 3-6, and that's a pop out to short to end the inning. So you can't blame Hickey. That run was totally unearned because of the horrid defense. But we're going to cap Hickey at 2 innings, I do believe, and bring in somebody else to pitch the 9th. Probably will be Salome Barojas to pitch the 9th. Mike Moore coming back out to pitch the bottom of the 8th. He still has very good fatigue numbers. In actuality, let's see what we've got here. Ron LaFleur is actually going to lead off the inning. How about that? He comes in for defense, and he gets to lead off the inning because Allman made the last out. So Ron LaFleur will get a chance to bat against Mike Moore, 2-6. And he's going to walk. So a leadoff walk for Ron LaFleur. Of course, down 7-1, you're not going to try anything. He is held, but nothing's going on. Here's Bernazard. 5-8, and that's a ground ball second base X. That is Cruz. He's a 2E11. 2 and a 17 might be a double play. 2 and a 17 is a G1, and that is an 8. He is an E11. There is no 8, so it's a double play, 4-6-3. And that didn't take long for 2 quick outs. Now that brings up Steve Kemp. 3-8 for Kemp, and he's going to single. So now 1 more base runner, and Moore will hit his fatigue numbers because he would hit 4 base runners past the fatigue number. So he's allowed 1 more base runner, and then that's it. He will be fatigued. He can still pitch, just means the dots come into play. Here's Luzinski. 5-6, that's a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. We'll go to short way with it, 4-6. And we go to the 9th. Seattle surprisingly in a laugher, 7-1. The only suspense now is whether Mike Moore can get a complete game. Salome Barojas is going to come on to pitch for the White Sox on the 82 season. He was 6-6 with a 3.54 ERA and 21 saves. He did pitch 107 innings. So obviously he pitched a lot when there weren't save situations, and that's what's going on right here. Salome Barojas. And that leaves the only bullpen arm to be Jerry Koosman, but if we get to Jerry Koosman, then I'll probably cut the video off because it would be 20-0 by now, or 20-1 by now. So it's Barojas or bust. I'm not using Jerry Koosman. All right, here's Ramos, that shortstop. Now, do they want to pinch? They could pinch hit for Rojas or for Ramos and bring in a better shortstop, but Paul Cerner is actually worse. He's 4E52, so probably have to stick with what you've got. Yeah, all the other shortstops are just horrible. So you're sticking with Ramos. No choice. Rojas to Ramos. Start the 9th. 4-4. It's a right-handed hitter. 4-4 is a catcher X. That's Carlton Fisk. 2E2. 2 and a 1. That's interesting. 2 and a 1 is a W/S. And that's a 14. He's an E2. No 14, but a W/S. It's the batter swings at a wild pitch on 0-2 count. The batter beats the throw from the catcher to first. Credit the pitcher with a wild pitch and a batter with a strikeout. So it's a strikeout plus a wild pitch. So how about that? K plus WP. So he gets the strikeout, but Ramos will reach on the wild pitch. And now he's at first base. Not going to be held with the 7-1 score. You're not going to hold anybody, so we're not even going to do any havoc. Well, we'll do one for balk just in case. Nope, nothing happening. Here's Cruz. 6-8 against a lefty. That's a ground ball. Second base B. So fielder's choice, 4-6. Oops, it's a fielder's choice. All right, so Cruz is aboard. And again, same situation. Not going to hold him or worry about him running. Here's Castillo. 2-9 for Castillo. Fly to left, 2 down. So I was worried about this game originally being a close game because I thought Chicago might blow Seattle out, but it ends up being the other way around. That's why you roll the games, folks. You never know what's going to happen. Rojas, a 1. Chance for a wild pitch, which is an 8. Nope, no wild pitch. It's blocked by Fisk. Oh, the D20 never went through. There we go. 4-5 against the left-hander. Fly to left. That's going to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the White Sox. Not a very good one, trailing 7-1. Most of the faithful here at Comiskey have already departed to beat the traffic. And Mike Moore, the only question now is can he qualify for a complete game? Pachorik will lead it off. We're not going to pinch hit for Pachorik. He's a 300 hitter, so they're not going to pinch hit for him. Moore, 6-10, and that's ground ball shortstop X. Ramos, 4E42. 4-1, that's a base hit. So now Moore is tired. So let's see, 4-1 is a single, and it's 12 with an E42. That's also a one base error, so it's a single plus an error. Both teams now with 2 errors on the books. Single plus an E6. So Moore is now tired, but they're going to try to see if he can get a complete game. But if he does hit a dot, he will have to pay the price. Baines, 1-6. 1-14 is a home run, and Harold Baines, a 2-run homer. And maybe we went with Mr. Moore a little bit too long. It is now a 7-3 game. What did you think? Be a 1-2-3 9th inning in the game of the week? So it's a 7-3 game. And Mike Moore will now have to be lifted. He's going to go 8+, giving up the 3 runs now. And we go to the Seattle bullpen. Kind of early for the inspector, Bill Caudle, because it wouldn't be a save situation, but they don't want it to get out of hand, so they are going to bring in the inspector, Bill Caudle. 12-9, 2.35 ERA, and 26 saves. So Bill Caudle is in. They don't want to blow this game. Bill Caudle, and plus he gets to come in with a clean slate, nobody on base, which is preferable for those closers. Here's Carlton Fisk. He will lead it off. 7-3. And boy, that run on the error there in the 8th inning is now weighing in big because it could be 6-3 instead of 7-3. Fisk, 4-10. That's a strikeout. Caudle gets him. 1 down. Here's Vance Law. He's a 281 hitter, so you're not going to pinch hit for Vance Law. Caudle, 1-7. That's a ground ball to third. 2 down. Now we will pinch hit for Allman. He's only a 256 hitter, so they will pinch hit for Allman with a left-hander, Mike Squires, who hits 267. So Mike Squires will pinch hit in a last-ditch effort to extend the game. And if they somehow miraculously send it to extra innings, there's another shortstop on the bench that can play. Namely, well, actually, they'd bring Aurelio Rodriguez in to play third and move Vance Law to shortstop if it got to that, but that's not very likely. Squires now has a great column 3 against the right-hander. Caudle to Squires, 2, but he found column 2, and it's a ground ball to second to end the ball game. 2 runs in the 9th for the Sox, but it's not nearly enough. And Seattle Mariners thrashed the Sox 7-3 here at Comiskey on the July 4th weekend. And in case you're curious, Bill Allman would have flown to center, so he would have been out also. But Seattle comes in and ruins the fireworks ceremony that's going to come on later this evening in Chicago for the July 4th weekend. Seattle takes care of that and wins the game by the score of 7-3. We'll check the hits for both teams and finish up the box score. Chicago won the real game 7-6, but not this time. So for Seattle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits. 7 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors for Seattle. For Chicago, they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, 7 hits. All right, so there we go. Final line score. Seattle beats Chicago on this game of the week. 7 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Seattle. 3 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors for the White Sox. Winning pitcher Mike Moore. Loser Dennis Lamp. So that's going to do it for this July 3rd game of the week. And so we look forward to next week, July the 10th. Already got the score sheet set up for the Minnesota Twins and the Boston Red Sox. It'll be Bobby Castillo, a righty for the Twins, against lefty Bruce Hurst for the Red Sox. So I hope you enjoyed that presentation of Strat-O-Matic NBC Game of the Week style, 1982. Hope you're enjoying your July 4th weekend. Stay safe out there, but have fun. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.